a disaster in Georgia.
We have people that are waiting in line in a health pandemic for 4, 5, 6, 7 hours. It is unconscionable.
As massive lines, out of service voting machines, inexperienced poll workers, and delayed absentee ballots create a perfect storm of election day problems that could foreshadow trouble ahead for the general election in November.
Good morning.
The state was one of the first, led by a Republican Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, to send absentee ballot applications to all of the nearly 7 million eligible registered voters because of the coronavirus pandemic. But something went wrong.
We're just being told it's a situation with the machinery.
Latasha Brown, co-founder of Black Voters Matter, makes ensuring access to the ballot her life's work. But she was stunned to find herself waiting for hours to cast her ballot and potentially being exposed to the coronavirus.
I stood in line for 3 hours.
She drove around town to different polling locations, noticing a clear disparity.
On the side of town, consistently, on the Black polling sites it went to, one after the other, including my own, people had been in line waiting for 4 or 5 hours.
On election morning, Terry Jean, who works as a caregiver, took a client to vote in Sandy Springs, a mostly white, higher-income part of Fulton County.
We was in and out in 7 minutes, but I live here in Southwest Atlanta, so this is where I have to go vote, and I've been in line for at least 30 minutes already.
Jean stood in line for nearly 2 hours. Courts ordering polling locations that opened late or had other problems to remain open past the 7 p.m. closing time, and state officials, including Atlanta's mayor, urging voters to stay in line to cast their ballots. Basketball star LeBron James weighing in, tweeting, "Everyone talking about how do we fix this, they say, go out and vote. What about asking if how we vote is also structurally racist?" In Georgia, the official whose office oversees elections pointed his finger at some county officials.
It's just totally disorganized mess. They had 3 additional months to get ready for this. What did they do? They squandered that time.
Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger and other state officials calling for an investigation into the problems. His office says 96% of absentee ballots were delivered to the more than 1.5 million voters who requested them as of last week. But voters waiting in line at polling places complained they never received them, so they voted in person, adding to the long lines.
So many people I talked to today would not have been in line if they had gotten that ballot back. And the counties process those.
In this potential battleground state, a warning for the rest of the country.
So we have a lot of corrections to make for the future. I don't want to say I'm embarrassed. I'm disappointed. To me, it's a series of bad decisions and bad management